A lot of us end up reaching a point where we feel like what it is that we're trying to do isn't as effective as it could be. We feel like we're hitting a roadblock where our intentions aren't producing the results that we foresaw. We feel like we're putting in all this effort and energy, but what fruits are we actually producing from it? And that's been a big problem that I've always suffered from. I have ADHD, and I feel like if I'm not getting results instantly, then what's the point? And this is a huge fault and flaw of mine, and it's something that I know a lot of people suffer from, and it's a hard thing to overcome, this concept in your mind of, we see these instant successes from business corporations such as like Facebook and stuff, and in this technological age where it's instant results. We want the results now, and if we're not getting the results now, it's time to move on to plan B. And I'm just here to try to put it into a Christian perspective and to kind of give insight into what I believe and what I think on the matter, and to try to kind of give you reminders that throughout history, things don't happen instantly. Nothing in the Bible has happened instantly. I mean, even David was chosen as a young child, but it wasn't until he was, well, it doesn't say how old, but we'd estimate, teenage years, that he finally became the David that we know. And it wasn't even until much later, after Saul, that he became king. These things take little steps here and there that result into something grander. And that's hard to accept and to acknowledge as it's happening. But it's an unfortunate reality that you have to be patient. I mean, God's not human. God doesn't care about time. Time doesn't really matter to God. And although to us, yes, we have a limited lifespan, it's not those years, those individual years that matter. It's the sum of the products that kind of equates to what we've accomplished. And it doesn't have to result from us. It can be an impact that we've made within another individual. So we have to remember to be patient in whatever it is that we're trying to pursue. And I'm assuming for most of us, it's going to be for the kingdom of God. We all have our individual talents and gifts. And we have to understand, though, that using those gifts, it doesn't always mean that you're going to instantly reach others. I know it sucks, but it's just reality that it's a process. It's something that's going to take time, and you have to be willing to accept that. With anything that's any greatness takes work and effort and progression. I like to use basketball analogies, and if you look at Michael Jordan, for instance, he didn't instantly, make it to the NBA and then get selected first round, and then all of a sudden the superstar. He had to work and work and work. I always hear that story about him playing JV high school basketball, and then he eventually becomes Michael frickin' Jordan, right? Like, these are steps that we have to take, even within our Christianity and within our religious missions, that to understand that although God may bless it and it may be God's will, He still may require us to put in the work and effort in order to accomplish it. And just because it isn't working instantly doesn't mean that we should altogether quit on it and say, oh, well, obviously God doesn't want me to do this or that. If you felt like God was pushing you in that direction initially, you should continue to progress and find ways to make it happen. I mean, every good thing requires work. Just something to think about. God bless. Love y'all.